Hey, how are you all doing today? And welcome to another video piano lesson. Today we're going to be talking about a couple exercises to help you drill in passing tones and neighbor tones. So let's get right to it. Let's get started. Let's say we have the chord progression 1, 5, 6, 4 in the key of C. So it's going to sound like this: 1, 5, 6, 4. So in other words, our chords are C major, G major, A minor, F major. Now again, you might want to write these chords out before you start practicing this, just so it's easier for you to kind of get it in your head. So now what I want you to do is we're going to practice passing tones first. So first, let's take the first chord, a C chord. Find two of the notes you want to do a passing note in between. So let's say the notes E and C, and the passing tone is going to be the note D. So let's practice. We're going to take the pattern chord tone, chord tone, chord, passing, chord for this. So it's going to sound like this. And then we're going to move to our next chord, G. So we could take the passing tone between D and B. So that's going to sound like this. And now A minor. So let's take the passing tone between E and C. And now your F major. So let's take the passing tone between, or the two passing tones between F and C. So it's going to be. And you notice I have to play that a little faster, obviously, because there's going to be two notes between them. So now we want to try to get this whole progression played using at least one passing tone with each set of improvisation. So it's going to sound something like this. So there you have it. There's the kind of systematic way to practice this stuff. And now what you're going to want to do is, if you want to practice other passing tones, for example, maybe you want to go up this time. So then, you practice, and then for a G chord. Maybe an F chord. We use the same progression. First you practice just right hand alone, and then you practice, hands together, and then eventually the last step is to get where you don't play the chord tones first. So it's not, you just play. But first you want to practice all the other ways. You want to make sure you understand the concept of, okay, it's this chord tone, and then there's a note in between. So, and eventually, once you practice that enough times, you don't need this little extra in between. And that's when your improvisation starts getting real smooth, and that's when it starts getting real fun. All right, so that's passing tones. Now we're going to do the same thing with neighbor tones. And neighbor tones is even easier because you only pick one note. So let's say you're in the key of C. And the C chord, you're going to pick the note E, let's say. So now, let's say we're doing a neighbor tone up. So you're just going to practice. And now you move to G. So G, let's say we're taking the note D. And then A minor. So let's say we're going back to the note E. And then F, let's say we're going up to this note F. So when you play that full speed, it's going to sound like this. And remember, after you do that, now you're going to eliminate that first note. So it's just going to sound like this. And then, obviously, just like the last time, you can practice neighbor notes going down a note and back. So, go through all the steps just like we practiced, but it'll sound something like this. And once you start really getting these patterns down, you'll be able to kind of just wing it and do it without even thinking about it. And that's what improvisation really is. A lot of people think it's just something, oh, you just feel it, and that's how people do it. But people that feel it have practiced all these little motions hundreds of times. So when they hear something in their head, they can just play it because they've already practiced all these passing tones, all these neighbor tones. And that's really the secret to improvising well. All right, that's all I got for you guys for this piano lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Peace out and happy practicing.